Hello friends, these are the predictions for Scorpio for the month of October 2025. When the sun passes through the sign of Libra, the essential thing is to welcome autumn, which opens the second half of the year when the amount of light and darkness is balanced for the second time, although the length of the night gradually increases. It is a natural effort that requires actions to stabilize existing conditions, seeking justice both literally and figuratively. Let us remember then that the justice that comes from the system has nothing to do with what each of us wants or thinks is right, but rather with achieving a broader perspective, and this, to be honest, is not something easy to perceive, much less understand. It takes us time to adapt to what the sky dictates, and we only understand the message later. For this reason, it is important to understand the order of the solar system and its movements. This way, we will have more tools to know what awaits us and, most importantly, how to take advantage of it. For Scorpio, the sign of Libra is a challenge, as it involves looking at what you fear most. Then the sun clearly illuminates real or imagined challenges so that you may be fair, elegant, and balanced. This interferes with your drive and desire to achieve what you want. It's okay to be fair to others, and this doesn't interfere with achieving your goals. This month, you'll find yourself strengthened because Mars is in your sign, applying all the necessary strength so that you feel active, directed, and ultimately the energy you need to achieve what you set out to do. On the other hand, and because from October the 1st to the 7th, Venus is in Virgo and Mercury is in Libra, energy is exchanged between your private and your public communication. You are asked to serve and care for your friends and aspirations, but in reality, you are afraid to agree with them. The key is to serve others and strive to be neutral, with your desires leaving behind the single vision of the self to think about the common good. Above all, because you feel that in the workplace you still need to continue practicing how to act in a timely manner without hurting yourself or others. Venus continues in Virgo and Mercury advances into your sign Scorpio on October the 7th. Your mental focus will be stronger as it also reaches your ruling planet Mars. Now, your thoughts will be more focused and in tune with your actions. Venus will face an opposition to Saturn before leaving Virgo, which you will experience as a confrontation between the desire to serve your friends and associations and the need to contain the feelings of your children and seemingly endless lovers. This effort will persist until October the 12th. In this area, you will feel the need to organize yourself and others to guide the growth that Jupiter in Cancer will impose. The following day, when Venus advances into Libra, your desire for refinement and elegance will strengthen, along with the idealization of your goals. This may manifest itself in the institutions where you work in the appearance of elements that do not want to compromise your values and resources, but rather want to be appreciated. Don't despair, because it's time to reach an agreement and you need to remain firm in your position or proposals. The task is to seek new forms of friendly and polite communication. Above all, because it will establish a balanced dialogue with Neptune in Aries. Therefore, in your daily work efforts, confrontation must be matched with those for justice and diplomacy. The goal is to convince your colleagues that there is a new goal to achieve together. The full moon on October the 6th is special because it concerns daily work relationships in two ways. Those we build with our parents due to the opposition between the moon and the sun, and those we establish with our peers, because the moon in Aries is ruled by Mars and the sun, while in Libra it is ruled by Venus. From this perspective, you can now aspire to be clear about who you associate with and why you might think that the institution is a place of harmony. But in reality, it doesn't allow you to show your full potential, as you must maintain elegance and diplomacy. While the moon in Aries makes you face colleagues or work situations that literally push your buttons. Furthermore, for a long time, Chiron's presence in Aries has presented you with situations that reflect the wounds you felt previously, and now you must relearn when to act and when to wait, as well as how to show the passion necessary in each particular situation. This lunation is very important because it can let you see what others reflect, invites us to be reactive, not aggressive. Complex relationship between Venus in Virgo and Mars in Scorpio will confront you at this time between what you want and what you actually do, especially since the signs where these planets are located proposed different methods, one of service and the other of personal focus. These tendencies could only be brought into harmony within yourself if you stop to carefully analyze what you truly desire and how you will organize yourself to achieve it. This is important because Mars will have harmonious contacts with the nodes from the 17th to the 22nd, which will affect your relationships and goals, which must leave behind a very specific vision to conclude everything that is emotionally pending. Returning to Mercury, from the beginning of the month, an internal demand will be established to review what gives you security, the attempts to achieve it, the failed actions, and the order you must follow to satisfy all these demands without upsetting others. On October the 21st at 6:24 a.m. Central Time, we will have a new moon in Libra, a confrontation with our growing need for security and the original wound that needs to be addressed to move circumstances forward in the coming months, above all in the face of changes and new ideals that are still unclear. The change is felt. It cannot be precisely defined, but it will certainly surprise you. On October the 23rd, the Sun enters Scorpio, preceded by Mars and Mercury. On that very day, the Moon, already in its new phase, is also in its sign, making this moment a period of important focus and emotional intensity. Furthermore, it is in supreme harmony with Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. This is also a peculiar time of the year. It will allow us to reconnect with the original wound, the one that occurred when we were most vulnerable, but now we will have the emotional strength to notice the corresponding lesson. In short, to realize what we have to learn. Take advantage of this day until November the 7th to stabilize your emotions, facing the fear of losing security and changing what has been established, even if it hurts. On October the 22nd, Neptune re-enters Pisces for the last time, only at the 29th degree, where it will remain until January 25th of next year. This signals a culmination and a destiny, where the last lesson of the sign is learned before moving on to the next. For 14 years, you have experienced the best expression of Neptune in its modern rulership, which brought you new states of consciousness, entry into other levels of perception with the advantages and risks that this entails, and a reconsideration of your spirituality. It also involves closing emotional processes with your children and loved ones. It is time to embrace the last part of its message. Take full advantage of the harmony between Jupiter and Saturn, which will help you grow in an orderly manner and mature, because emotionally you will feel empowered to express your feelings with a sense of security and stability. Uranus and Pluto will continue to present theories, communications, and new reasons for meeting and working as a team, which you will achieve if you open your consciousness and accept others' points of view. Prepare to free yourself from processes. Even if you feel emotionally stable now, take advantage of this opportunity to discover what would happen if you change your ways of thinking. You will be surprised. However, Pluto will present you with a conflict on the 23rd, when, due to the tension with the Sun in Scorpio, it will bring a clash between what you want individually and what the community, groups, and society in general consider important, powerful, or acceptable. On the 29th, when Mercury advances into Sagittarius, it will oppose Uranus in Gemini, which presents a surprise in your management of resources and values. You will end up thinking about new adventures, even if it means leaving behind what you once considered essential and a priority. Best wishes until next time.